We've spoken a lot tonight about Luke Jackson and just how dominant he was, not just in the ruck, but hitting the scoreboard and around the ground. 3 goals, 20 disposals. He's our KFC FLG moment, and Joey, he was in fine touch tonight.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he loves just to be able to roam around and do his own thing. He just tracks the footy. He pushes forward at the right times, as Kingy will highlight. He can win ground ball. We know he can mark it overhead, and he's thriving in this environment. He loves playing at the group. He had 12 score involvements. I think he's as good at ground level as he is in the air. He's like a big midfielder, and from start to finish, he set the tone. It was one of the best individual performances of the season from a Fremantle docker with the way that he set the game up. Yes, he played on a first gamer in the ruck, so he could only do who his opponent was, but I thought he was huge today and really set the tone, and he's had a massive year, to be honest. I think that he's, at the moment, King, he's probably getting overlooked for all Australian calculations because nobody really knows where to put him. They're sort of saying, well, the rucks are Gawn and Sherry. He's clearly not in the conversation as a key forward or as a midfielder. But I think as that guy that's been able to impact games in a number of ways, he's been one of the more instrumental players this season.
He'd only kicked 6 goals coming in tonight, so to get 3 is a huge night. It's a good discussion. Is he the perfect second ruck that can actually play a little bit forward or a little bit wing or a little bit midfield, a little bit anywhere? I'd still like to see his lag of making a decision cut in half. Am I absolutely charging forward? I still think he waits 2 seconds, which against the best ruckman, you give up that advantage. Those guys that push back ahead of time. He's going to play against some really seriously good ruckmen in back half of the year and into September. So there's a lot to work with there, but what a performance it was.
Kingy, do we give Sarong enough praise this season he's having, perhaps in Brownlow medal contention? Another huge game tonight, 2 goals, 35 disposals.
Yeah, he just keeps doing it, doesn't he? I mean, it's his second highest rated game ever tonight. His 783 metres gained is his highest of his career. So they're 2 big ticks. When he goes big, he goes really big. 35 disposals, 10 inside 50s. He just keeps working, and just there, Kako drops off. And that's the gap. A young player versus senior body. He has a great know-how. 7 clearances, 6 of those were centre bounce clearances tonight. He was everywhere, Jace.
Yeah, unless you're doing a lot of Freo games, you're kind of watching a lot of it on TV, so you don't get to see how hard he's working and the effort that he's doing and what he's doing to support other players and the impact he's having right around the ground. You just kind of see the numbers and you see that close-up vision of him having the kick or getting the hand pass away. But you suspect when you get to see the fullness of his game, there's a lot of hard work that goes into what he's doing out there.
Joe, you and I went through the coaches' votes upstairs, so he's had already 3 number 1 rated player on the ground by the coaches. Tonight will be, you'd think he'd be the first or second. He's had a couple of second bests and a couple of third bests.
Yeah, no, I think he's been massive in all their wins.
Can he win the Brownlow?
He polled 28 votes last year. I think in all their wins, he should almost be in the votes. I think right now he'd be at the top of the leaderboard.
28 votes in a 12-win season last year, and 24 votes in a 10-win season the year before. They're going to win more than 12 this year.
They are, but it's what total do you need to win? That's the X factor.
A lot these days. Let's go into the newsroom where John Ralph has the latest on the injuries for both clubs, including Dersma for the Bombers.
That's right. So Xavier Dersma gave us the bow and arrow on the goal, and then minutes later he was subbed at half-time with hamstring soreness. So it's another soft tissue concern for Essendon. Spoke to Essendon football boss Dan McPherson pre-match, and he said we're still investigating the cause of some of those soft tissue concerns. There's no smoking gun just yet. There are little things, so it's certainly not the club's ovals. They revamped both of those in the off-season. They think the penetrometer, the hardness factor, is not one of those issues. Zach Reid had played a massive amount of game time when he did his hamstring post in a contest, so they'll try and reduce some of that when he returns. But again, no big flaw revealed. So Sam Durham post-bye will return from his suspension, and these 4 players will train through the bye. Good luck to them. Redmond and Langford, they will certainly join him in that team post-bye. And then also Reid and Ridley, the club's hopeful they'll also be there against Gold Coast, but they're 3 wins percentage out. Their finals hopes are in tatters right now. So for Fremantle, Sean Darcy will return in 10 days' time. The mix and match with the ruck seems to be working. Michael Walters and Jagger O'Meara will both play Waffle coming off long-term injury. So great news for the Dockers. And just last one, Alex Pearce. So, of course, he's had some shin soreness. He's only just been able to start running again pain-free. And having spoken to the club's football boss and Joe Bridie, Jason, pre-match, he's really hopeful that he's back next week. I think it's probably the week after. They brought him back from that broken arm last year, broke it again. And so they just want to make sure that he's absolutely right. But Freo in really good spot. And Sean Darcy's certainly going well. I just wanted to manage him with a 5-day break with that knee concern that he's going to have to, unfortunately, manage for the rest of his career.
Sensible management. Good work, Ralphie. If you have a look at what Ralphie was just saying with the Bombers, it sounds like the reinforcements are coming. They are going to get some of these players back. Vicentini, we saw debut tonight. Jason did a couple of nice things, some encouraging things that he can kind of be proud of.
He did, and we spoke a lot about Luke Jackson and how well he played, and he did, and he kicked 3 goals, did all those sorts of things. But a young ruckman that carried the load in his first game came out and he had a red-hot crack. I like his ability to get involved at ground level. This was a big tackle that he laid. Nearly poleaxed himself, but he was desperate to get there. Laid a good tackle. I think, again, provided he pulls up okay, keep playing him until he needs a rest. Just play him and play him and play him until he needs a rest. You've got Todd Goldstein when he does need that rest, but in the meantime, play the young blokes because he looks like he's got a bit to give.
It's a good call, isn't it? You might as well. And there's a lot of talk about what's going to happen with Draper at the end of the year and whether he stays. So, to expose Vicentini with some games now would be great. I mean, he had 5 intercept possessions. He had some clearances. He threw himself into the contest. Now, he got beaten by a super player on the day, but there was a lot to like about the way he went about it.
Let's chat about a Freo youngster, Murphy Reid. Kingy loved a little piece of play.
He's just smart. He's just creative. He's one of those players that just gets front and square all the time. And I love his finishing position when the ball's coming into a contest. You can see it here. He almost sets his player up, lateral to the contest and swoops. There's a lot of Connor Rosey about some of his work here to see where it's going before his opponent and to just get onto the loose ball. Now, he's a first-year player, 13 touches. He's never going to have 30. He's just going to give us highlights, 4 score involvements. It wasn't a lot of opportunity for him on the ground inside that forward 50, but I just think in the next few weeks he's got a 4-goal game. Right.
Another one.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, he's already had one.
He's had
his
two.
first game.
Yeah, he's had 2.
His first game was a 4-goal game in about 8 minutes.
Yep.
I think he's got another one coming because he just gets the right spot all the time, Sarah.
They've got a talented list, haven't they, Fremantle? It really would be a shame if they missed out on finals because they've got a lot of potential. Let's head into the rooms where Pav is down there. Pav, what have you got for us?
Here with one of the players of the match, Luke Jackson. Appreciate your time. I just saw you catching up with Luke Travers, an ex-teammate of yours, plays at the Cavs, for those that love their basketball. Tell us, your childhood friends.
Yeah, so we went to school together. He's over from the States at the moment, so got him a change room pass. And good to see him. I haven't seen him for a while, so it's good.
Were you giving him any tips the way you played tonight? There was a bit of basketball action in around the ball.
Yeah, I had a few little hits myself, but he doesn't need that. So.
Mate, what did you make of the game? I thought the midfield, and in particular led by you, after quarter time really got to work.
Yeah, definitely. We got a quality midfield, and so did Essendon. They have some damaging players in there, but yeah, we wanted to have a 4-quarter performance, and we can still build on it, but it was a good step in the right direction.
You hit the scoreboard as well, along with Josh Tracy. Some big moments for you. Is that something you're trying to do, get ahead of the play and take the ruckman and try to defend?
Yeah, definitely. I back my running in, and I think it's the strength of my game playing that position. So, yeah, try to push forward in the right moments and see if I can hit the scoreboard.
Get a bit of a break now, obviously 10 days before the Saints game, and the luxury of being here in Perth for, almost a month, 5 weeks. It must be nice to be home.
Yeah, it helps. Definitely notice a difference. We got St Kilda there, another quality side, so 10-day break, rest the body and come out firing.
Got anything planned for the weekend, Jacko?
Nah, not much at all. Very cruisy person, so
enjoy that,
relax.
And well played tonight.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.